Why is it so difficult to maintain true greatness amid the clamor of public life? When we step into the marketplace of ideas and ambition, why do even the noblest intentions risk being stung and drowned out? In The Flies in the Marketplace, a chapter from Friedrich Nietzsche's Thus Spoke Zarathustra, we find a powerful meditation on solitude versus the noise of society. Written in the late 1880s toward the end of Nietzsche's productive years, this work captures his deep suspicion of public acclaim and what he calls great men. More than just a critique of fame or leadership, this chapter reveals how genuine creativity and spiritual depth belong to a domain far removed from the marketplace's chaos, a place teeming with shallow actors and poisonous insects. Nietzsche writes,
"Flee, my friend, into thy solitude. I see thee deafened with the noise of the great men, and stung all over with the stings of the little ones."
Here, the marketplace is not just a physical space, but a metaphor for society's public sphere, a realm where true substance is lost amid spectacle. The great men he mentions are not the creators themselves, but their noisy representatives, the actors who perform greatness for the crowd's benefit. The little ones are the petty, the small-minded who swarm around, biting and poisoning with their envy, their gossip, their relentless demand for simple yes or no answers. Nietzsche urges us to turn away from this spectacle and return to solitude. The forest and the rock become symbols of silent strength and contemplation, robust, unmoved by clatter. Solitude here is not loneliness, but a space of profound inner life, attentive and still, as the broad-branched tree silently overhangs the sea. What Nietzsche exposes is the fundamental misunderstanding of greatness by the masses. They crave spectacle, actors who shout the loudest, but they fail to grasp the subtle, invisible revolution wrought by the devisers of new values, the true creators around whom the world quietly revolves. Such creators do not thrive in the market's noise. They dwell elsewhere in depths inaccessible to hasty judgment. At the midpoint of this reflection, consider this paradox. The more profound and original a person is, the more vulnerable they become to the marketplace's poisonous flies. These flies, the petty critics and flatterers alike, feed off the greatness they secretly resent. They sting and bite not out of malice alone, but out of an almost innocent craving, a void within themselves demanding to be filled by the blood of others. Nietzsche elaborates,
"Blood they would have from thee in all innocence, blood their bloodless souls crave for, and they sting therefore in all innocence."
The marketplace's actors believe only in loud gods and dramatic gestures. Truth that only glideth into fine ears appears to them as falsehood or irrelevance. Their world is one of flashing, shifting beliefs, of testing others by extremes. To upset equals to prove. To drive mad equals to convince. This spectacle has little patience for the slow experience of deep fountains, those inner wells from which real wisdom flows, which must wait long to understand what has fallen into their depths. Nietzsche's warning is clear. The urge for quick judgment, to demand constant yea or nay, threatens those who seek the middle ground, the profound ambiguity where truth often resides. To the impatient actor, truth is a battle to be won, not a subtle revelation to be lived. We might recall Nietzsche's earlier ideas, such as in Beyond Good and Evil, where he critiques the herd's simplistic moral codes. Here, in Zarathustra, this critique becomes more vivid, a dramatic picture of how the public mind crushes nuance and depth beneath the weight of spectacle and harsh opposition. Think then about our own era of social media and instant reactions. The marketplace today buzzes with countless noisy actors and swarms of poisonous flies. Genuine creators and deep thinkers often find themselves vulnerable, exposed to attack or misunderstood amid the constant demand for spectacle and binary answers. One last passage sharpens this image.
Thy neighbors will always be poisonous flies. What is great in thee, that itself must make them more poisonous, and always more fly-like.
Greatness in Nietzsche's eyes provokes envy and malice precisely because it stands apart. It is a mirror reflecting back the smallness of those nearby. Yet the philosopher advises not aggressive retaliation but flight, yet not flight into cowardice but into a rough, strong breeze, a solitude that renews and protects. For us today, Nietzsche's counsel is anything but escapist. In a culture obsessed with visibility and instant judgment, it urges the preservation of inner silence and guardedness. It reminds us that true creative or ethical growth cannot be dictated by applause or public consensus. Sometimes, to live authentically, we must resist the market's temptations and preserve the sanctity of our own depths. So, as you navigate your own marketplace of ideas and relations, remember Nietzsche's Zarathustra calling you back to solitude, not to abandon the world, but to maintain the strength to meet it with a mind unpoisoned by its buzzing noise. And so this thought rests for today. If thoughts like these stay with you, subscribe to Dead Philosophers Society. It costs nothing and it helps the old voices keep being heard. Thank you for being here today at Dead Philosophers Society. Until next time.